Let's look at the tape right now. Trading around $8.70, carrying a market capitalization hovering near $4.97 billion, Ondas Holdings, NASDAQ, ONDS, is staring down one of the most vicious sentiment splits in the entire small to mid-cap universe. On one side of the screen, you have a company printing headline numbers that sound like a typo. Record second quarter 2026 revenue of $83.8 million, representing a mind-bending 13-fold year-over-year increase and a massive 67% sequential jump over the first quarter. Management has aggressively revised full-year 2026 revenue guidance up to a range of $525 million to $550 million, backed by a surging pro forma backlog sitting at roughly $757 million. Yet, if you open up retail trading forums on Reddit or skim through quick takes on X, you will see a completely different narrative. Traders are panicking over a widened adjusted EBITDA loss of $50.6 million, wringing their hands over heavy cash operating expenses, and getting spooked by a short interest sitting stubbornly at 35 to 40% of the float. Wall Street's mainstream financial media looks at these numbers and tries to box Ondas into a tired, comfortable pigeonhole, a speculative, unprofitable defense roll-up burning through cash while riding a temporary geopolitical headline wave. They are missing the entire physics and architectural reality of what is actually happening. Standard financial analysis treats autonomous systems, counter-drone tech, and private wireless networks as if they are modular software apps you can download, scale, and discard at will. They completely ignore the hardware-software co-design bottleneck. Modern battlefields, critical infrastructure grids, and automated industrial corridors are choking on a massive data transfer and signal integrity crisis. When hundreds of autonomous drones, loitering munitions, and remote sensors operate in congested, heavily jammed, or electronically contested spectrums, traditional wireless links fail instantly. They suffer from catastrophic latency, bandwidth starvation, and vulnerability to spoofing. Ondas isn't just selling drones or software dashboards. They're building the mission-critical, software-defined communication backbone and multi-domain system of systems architecture that allows these assets to talk to each other without dropping packets in high interference zones. By fusing proprietary private wireless protocols, FullMAX, with advanced autonomous hardware platforms through strategic acquisitions like Design, Kyberhawk, and tactical manufacturing channels like Mistral, Ondas has quietly engineered a technological gatekeeper position. Retail investors staring at quarterly net losses are missing the structural reality. Ondas is transitioning out of a development stage microcap and transforming into an indispensable industrial hardware and defense prime, executing a multi-year playbook right beneath the market's collective nose. Market dynamics and institutional positioning. To understand why ONDS stock chart looks like a seismograph during an earthquake, you have to look past the retail noise and study the institutional footprints. With nearly 40% of the float sold short, the stock functions as a coiled spring. Every single time macroeconomic jitters hit the broader market, or when headline-chasing retail investors panic over the back-end loaded nature of their delivery schedules, algorithmic short sellers hammer the bid, triggering cascading stop losses. Yet beneath those violent swings, institutional heavyweights are quietly accumulating shares during deep pullbacks. Look at the volume profile following their recent earnings prints. Despite the headline-grabbing net losses and the initial knee-jerk dip, institutional block trades continue to absorb retail liquidations near crucial technical floors. Why? Because institutional allocators aren't trading next week's options expiration. They're underwriting a company whose 2-year strategic program pipeline has expanded from $4 billion to over $11 billion, backed by a staggering backlog conversion cycle. Furthermore, the governance signals are screaming institutional confidence. When a company of this size brings in heavy-hitting intelligence veterans such as former Mossad director David Barnea to steer global expansion, it signals to major defense contractors and sovereign buyers that this platform has moved past the garage startup phase and entered the realm of serious national security infrastructure. Management has also streamlined its entire operating overhead by integrating Palantir Foundry across its supply chain and manufacturing footprint, targeting systemic administrative productivity gains of up to 20%. They're building 230,000 square feet of manufacturing capacity across 6 major facilities to ensure that when multi-million-dollar Department of War and commercial utility contracts drop, they don't bottleneck on assembly lines. Before we break down the exact operational segments driving this explosive top-line growth, let me ask you, are you treating ONDS as a high-volatility tactical trade to scalp the short-term bounces, or are you accumulating shares for the multi-year defense and infrastructure supercycle? Drop your average entry price in the comments below. Business model and historical context. To truly grasp where Ondas is heading, you have to unlearn what the company used to be. For years, legacy market observers categorized Ondas as a niche, sleepy telecom outfit trying to sell proprietary private wireless networks, Ondas networks, to legacy rail operators and utilities. That historical framing is completely obsolete. While the legacy private wireless business remains a steady, high-margin anchor serving critical infrastructure like railroads and power grids, it now represents the foundation of a much larger industrial empire. Ondas Autonomous Systems, OAS. OAS has transformed the company into a multi-domain defense and commercial robotics powerhouse organized around 4 core mission pillars: air defense and counter-uncrewed aerial systems, CUAS, long-endurance aerial intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, ISR, tactical aerial attack and loitering munitions, ILAM, and unmanned ground systems and automated industrial infrastructure inspection. This transformation was supercharged by a masterclass in aggressive, disciplined corporate roll-ups. By integrating specialized innovators like design, Kyberhawk, and tactical manufacturing channels like Mistral, Ondas has built an end-to-end system of systems. Consider what happened recently during the Department of War-sponsored JREX 26.1. Ondas Sentinel demonstrated an industry-first counter-UAS engagement utilizing its RF passive locate LiDAR sensor interfaced with standard command and control architecture FAADC2 to cue third-party laser weapons to achieve repeated hard kill engagements against enemy drones with 20 times greater accuracy than legacy systems. This isn't theoretical R&D, this is combat-proven hardware and software integration solving immediate existential national security pain points. On the commercial side, subsidiaries like Rotron are blowing past original full-year projections in single quarters, posting $34.2 million in order volume Q2 alone, while enterprise giants like PG&E and Shell rely on their automated inspection tech to monitor critical energy pipelines. Ondas has successfully bridged the gap between commercial industrial automation and defense-grade autonomous hardware, creating a diversified revenue engine that insulates them from single-sector downturns. Future outlook, catalysts, and risks. Looking out over the multi-year horizon, Ondas is positioned squarely at the intersection of several massive, non-negotiable global capital expenditure supercycles. Governments worldwide are aggressively rearming, upgrading border security, and hardening critical infrastructure against asymmetric drone threats. In the United States and allied international markets, multi-billion-dollar legislative defense packages and IDIQ contract ceilings, such as expanded NASA and Department of War framework agreements worth hundreds of millions of dollars, provide a multi-year revenue floor. The near-term catalyst path is exceptionally steep. Management has guided for a massive second-half weighting in 2026, requiring explosive sequential growth in Q3 and Q4 to hit their $525 million to $550 million full-year target, culminating in an annualized exit run rate of $1 billion entering 2027. Furthermore, management has pulled forward its timeline for reaching platform-level adjusted EBITDA profitability right into the fourth quarter of 2026, a milestone that will completely invalidate the bear thesis that the company can only grow by burning